Hello everyone. Welcome back to another lecture of DevOps. Today we will be talking about Docker and how we can utilize Docker to deploy our application. Fine. So first thing first, let's have a look in Docker. So what's a Docker? So Docker means it can be a text file or it can be a configuration file, right? So it can be a configuration file where we will be writing lots of environmental setup, then configuration, and all the set of instruction that is required, right? So Docker is nothing but a configuration file that we are writing, and once we execute the Docker file, it will execute step by step, bit by bit, all the instruction, and it will try to create a image, right? It will try to create an image, and this image we will deploy in the container, right? We will deploy in the container. Once it is deployed in the container, then that means it is active and live and running. So we can just hit on the local host and we can just check the application which got the run. So that is our that is our overview of Docker. And the question here is why Docker? Why do we need the Docker, right? Because if you remember correctly, we were directly running our React application in our local system or machine, and it was well and good, and we didn't face any problems, or we didn't think of anything else, right? So it was running fine, and there was no issue as such. But why Docker? Why Docker is coming to our picture now? Now the thing is, you have a laptop, or suppose I have a laptop and I have the shopping cart application with me and it is live and running. Now what I do is I push this to GitHub or any public place where I can store my code. So once this get stored in GitHub, what it will do is again I will be having a colleague or I will be having a teammate in the team, and he is also having a laptop and he wants to run my application. So what he does is he go to GitHub, then he clone the project, and after cloning the project, he tries to run the shopping application here, right? So the shopping application he tries to run in his laptop, and what can go wrong here is it might crash or some because of some compatibility issue or dependency issue. It might not run as it is supposed to run, right? So, that is the whole that is the problem here that we are getting without Docker. Now I write some code, then I create some application. That application I push to GitHub and I store in GitHub. Then one of my fellow mate, he cloned the project and he tries to run in his laptop. Suddenly it is not working. Everything was fine and good in my laptop, but it is not fine, or it is not running properly in his laptop. So that is the problem that we might face, right? And the solution that we can think of is Docker here. How, since using Docker, what we will do is we will create an image, or you can say a container will be there, and our application will be encapsulated in this container. So after encapsulating the application, what we will do is we will deploy now to GitHub, right? So all the environmental setup, library dependency, all those things will be what? It will be containerized here, right? So it will be contained and it will be pushed to GitHub. Now this fellow, he wants to clone the project and run similar to what I'm running, what I was running in my laptop. Now, when he tries to run, it will run without any issue or without any problem, right? Now he will, now it is now I can ensure that there will be no such issue or no problems while running the application. Why? Because we have containerized the application using Docker, right? So there is no compatibility issue or any dependency issue as such now. That is the reason why Docker is very much preferred by developer and those who are deploying the application. So I hope you got it. I hope you understood what is Docker, then why we are benefiting out of Docker, or what is the benefit that we are getting out of Docker, and what's Docker. Okay, this is just a example, right? Just to understand Docker. Now, how to run this? You go and okay, this is the GitHub repo which we are referring to, and you can just click on this, grab this URL, and then come back. Come back where? Come back to the Ubuntu machine, right? So hopefully you have installed the Ubuntu in the virtual machine, and it is running. So go back to your get back to the Ubuntu machine. Then what you need to do is install your Docker, right? So first thing first, what you need to do is installation of Docker. Once Docker is installed in Ubuntu, why I'm always talking about Ubuntu is it is much more simpler to go ahead with Ubuntu rather than going ahead with Windows. So once installation is done in Ubuntu, what we will do is we will check the version, right? This is just to verify whether Docker is has been successfully installed or not. So you can just type Docker and then hyphen version. So this will just show up which version you have installed. So maybe in your case it might be higher version. And again, okay, sum up, to sum up, Docker info also you can try, and important thing is the run hello world, just to check that our Docker is live and running. So I can just type sudo Docker run hello world, right? Just like how you start a hello world React application when you first when you were getting started with the React application for the first time, you were running hello world. So similar to that, you just run this Docker run hello world. As you can see, you will receive this kind of message, hello from Docker. So once you receive this, we are now clear, right? We are now clear and good to go. Okay, you can also type Docker info just in case, right? So it will show, right? So permission denied means you need to include the sudo keyword in front of the command. So now it will give the proper what response. And here you can see containers and all those things. Already I have 4 containers running, and already 4 containers, and one is running stop 3. So you can have a brief overview, and you can just conclude here, right? Now here, if you look here, this is also another way of checking. So you can simply type sudo uh, sudo system ctl status docker, and you can see this active and running. So once you hit this active and running, I mean you are really good to go. So that's that's the thing. And coming to our building of image, right? So this is how we build the image to run in our container. First thing you need, you don't have to run this command, right? You should not run this command Before that, what you need to do is you have to go here and then just clone this laptop shopping cart UI. How to clone? You go to this repo and refer to this repo and click on the green button here, grab the URL and just you can also type here, right? So if I type git clone and if I paste it, okay, this is not the correct one. Okay, you need to provide the URL which you have grabbed, right? Suppose I am grabbing it here and then I will provide now. So once I git clone this, then it will show something like after hitting enter, it will show something like this in your home directory. Once this is being shown, what you can do, you can enter inside and you have to create this Docker file. Okay, these files will get generated or these files will get a folder and files will get populated once you git clone, but Docker file will not be present. That is the reason why you need to create. And how would I create? Okay, cd laptop. Again, I need to go inside this particular folder because here only I need to create. Okay, so here you can see uh, I am inside my folder, and if I do ls, you can see all the uh, files and folders. Now this will not be there in your case. So what you need to do is you write nano, and after writing nano, then you write docker file, right? So this is the content that you need to populate here, right? So this will be empty in your case. Now write similar to what I have written here. So why I'm writing this is from Node 18. So we are using the latest version of Node, which is kind of like 18, and that will be the base image, right, for the environment. So here basically we are setting up the Node environment so that we can run our React.js application. Now, second instruction is working directory. We are assigning slash app, right? So we are indicating that our working directory for running our image will be slash app, right? So slash app is where all our files, all the environmental setup dependencies, whatever required to run the application, that will get installed over here in this slash app. Now, once the working directory is set up, we will go to this third line. So here, what we are doing is we are copying, right? So we are copying all the packages, all the JSON files. So we have got two JSON files. If you look carefully here, package.json and package -log.json. So these two files need to be copied, where these two files need to be copied to our slash app, right? So this is our working directory. So dot slash will go to slash app. Now all the package has been installed. Then once that is done, we can go ahead with the npm install, right? So before package, if package.json is not it's not existing before, then we cannot run npm install. That is the reason why first we copied and then we run the npm install. Now coming to the next command, that is copy dot dot. So here this means that we are copying from the host, right? From the host means from the local machine to the directory, or the that image where our image will be, right? So whatever files that I have in my host machine or the local machine, that all those files I'm copying to the image where my image will be there. So basically, it is a slash app, right? So that is the directory where I would like to put all the files. Then I will run the npm run build. So Once I run this, it will go to the production ready state. That means our application is now good to get run, right? So once it is in production stage, what we will do, we will just hit the npm start command just to run the application, right? So this much is required for our configuration Docker file, and you can press the Control O, right, and enter and Control X. So successfully we have saved our Docker file, and this file you will find it here, Docker file. So once this is existing, then we can go for this command sudo build hyphen t my shopping app dot, right. So here what we are doing is we are creating an image using Docker, and we are tagging the image name, right. We are giving the image name as my shopping app using the hyphen t tag flag. And what is this dot? Dot means from the current directory. So what is my current directory here? Here, this is my current directory, right? So from here, it will search for the Docker file, right? So since my Docker file has been created, it will go through the Docker file and it will start creating the image. So I will just show you that also. Since already I have created my image. So you can have a look here. Sudo docker build hyphen t my shopping app dot, right. So this means it will create a image. It will create an image, and how it will create an image through our Docker file. So whatever configuration or whatever instruction that I have given in the configuration, it will start executing. So you can see it's starting from node 18. That is the first instruction that we have written, and it will go on, right? It will go on and npm install. So it will take some time here for installing all the dependencies, and then you can see it's copying to our working directory. Then it is running the build. So once it is in production stage, now we hit the npm start, right? We get the npm start. So now it is starting from here. So it is starting, and finally it is successfully built, and the tag name given is this one, my shopping app, right? So our image got successfully created. Once image got created, again what we need to do is we need to run it in the container, right? So this is the command for running the image in a container. So what is the image name? My shopping app. So that is what we are writing here. And docker run hyphen d means we are giving the flag for detection, and hyphen p we are giving for the ports. So from the container port, right, 3000 to the localhost port that we are directing is 3000. So whenever I type localhost colon 3000, then it will show up my application, right? So once this is run, container will start running and it will provide you a container ID. So that also you can see here, sudo docker. Okay, not this one, this sudo docker run hyphen d hyphen p, then the container for 3000 directing to the localhost 3000, and the tag for the image name is my shopping app. So once I run this, you will see something similar to this. So this is nothing but a container ID, right? So once container ID got generated, then what we will do is we can go to our this. You can open a browser, right? You can open a browser and just type localhost and 3000. So now this got fired up, right? So our application got started, and you can see this is the application, and successfully we have deployed the image in the container, and the container is successfully running. And just to check the container, what you will do is you can provide this sudo docker ps hyphen a. And once you give this, what it will show is all the container that you have created and all those information about so sudo docker ps hyphen a, right? So all the container that is running or that you have created, it will show, like it will list all the process for the container. So you can see I have this already, I have this running, and you can see here my shopping app. This is the image. You can see under the image I have this, and under the container ID I have this. So this is quite similar. If you look at here, uh, so where is that? Yeah, so here you can see, right, F71. So here also, if you scroll down, you will see F71. So that this is the exactly the same container ID that got generated, right? So this is the container ID which we have been running, and it is just a short form. It is not completely writing the whole container ID. And yeah, so that's it. We have successfully deployed our React application image using Docker in the container, and that container is now successfully running over here. So I believe you have understood what is Docker, why we need Docker, and how to set up Docker and how to finally deploy our Docker image in the container. So I hope you understood it, and okay, so let's meet again in the next lecture. So yeah, take care.